Hey Valley, here's a tutorial on G67 2.2 AB. This is ordering and comparing uh, rational numbers with lots of negatives here. So let's take a look at the negatives. So we've got 8/13, negative 8/13, and we're comparing that in inequality to negative 5/13. Well, I got my calculator ready here, but really we can take a look at negative 8/13 and negative 5/13. These guys have the same denominator. So which one of these is larger? That's what we want to know. Well, this one is actually larger because it's less negative. This one is less than 1/2 negative. This one is more than 1/2 negative. Let me just sketch a number line real quick here. Here's 0 and here's negative 1. Well, this one might be somewhere right here, negative 5/13. See if I can't get that a little bit better on the cam. Okay, this one here is going to be somewhere maybe here, negative 8/13. It's not quite right, but it's as close as I can to be neat. But you can see that this one is closer to 0. The closer to 0, the larger the value. It's less negative. The farther away from 0, going in the negative direction, the more negative it is, the smaller the value. Because look at, I could draw another number line here. Here's 0, here's negative 1, here's negative 2. Negative 1 is greater than, right, at negative 1 is greater than negative 2. It's less negative. You can read this backwards too. Negative 2 is less than negative 1. Right? Remember the inequality signs, so you can kind of read them both directions. All right, this one here, this is the same thing. We've got negative 3/8 and the negative 7/8. Which one is closer to 0? The one that's closer to 0 is going to be larger. Well, 3/8 is closer to 0. I know it's kind of opposite of what we've been doing. We've always been working with positive numbers. Things work differently on the dark side of 0. All right, let's take a look at this one. Now we have negative 2/5. Well, if I put this into the calculator, negative 2/5, I'm going to get negative 0.4. This is one of those ones, instead of going to a common denominator, I'm just going to switch them into decimals. And now 6/7, pop that in case you forget how to do this. 6/7, you just go 6 divided by 7 equals 0.85. So let's just, that's close enough. Negative 0.85. Now, which of those two numbers is closer to 0, 0.4 or 0.85? Well, let's think about it with money. This is negative 40 cents. This is negative 85 cents. This is going to be closer to 0, so this one is greater than that. All right? I'm going to leave this one here for you to do. And then also these problems down here. Copy these into your notebooks. All right? All right, let's take a look here. The next set, we've got, we also have to be able to order them. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. So I'm just going to put down 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. Now, before I change them all into decimals, which is my normal way of doing things, I just want to see if there's some things I can do ahead of time. I have to go from least to greatest. So I'm going to label them least. This is me the farthest away from 0, and then this is the greatest. This is me the closest to 0. These are the biggest and the smallest. All right, so let's see. Which of these would be the most negative? Is there anything I can do? Well, I'm thinking it's this one here, but these ones here, let's just put them into decimals just to make sure. This is a negative 5.75, and this one here is a negative 5.60. Okay, so which one of these is the most negative? Well, this one here is like $5.81 in the whole, so I think that's the biggest. So I'm going to put this down to begin with and just see negative 5.81. All right, let's see, which one of these is the least negative? So I'm going to cross this guy off. Now I've got negative 5.75, negative 5.6, and negative 5.69. What do you think? Well, negative 5.60. That's like only negative $5.60. All right? So it's closer to 0. This is 60, this is 81. All right, let's see what else we got here. We got $5.75 and $5.69, and these are both negative. So I think this negative 5.75 is going to go here, and negative 5.69. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't wear my glasses. So let's just check to make sure these make sense. We have negative 5.81, negative 5.75, negative 5.69, negative 5.6, and then 0 is going to come, right? That we have them in the right direction. They're counting down as they get closer to 0. All right, now you would have to switch these back to the normal form. This would have to come back to 5 3/4. 5.69 is okay. This would have to change to 5 3/5. That's where your answer would appear. So I want you to do this problem that way as well. All right, that ends this tutorial.